Are you kimchi or are you kimchi? Who's kimchi? Hey you guys, welcome to I Cook and Paint. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video because right now I can't stop painting. Today I really want to paint kimchi, so I had to make it, and I thought for this video I may as well show you how I did that. Basically it's pickled cabbage mixed with other vegetables, and it's super good for your health. It's also the national dish of Korea. It kind of tastes like sauerkraut because they're quite close cousins. You can vary the flavor from mild to more pungent to more spicy. Kimchi is a really wonderful thing to have in your life because it's fermented, which means it's really good for your digestion. Plus, it lasts in your fridge for months. Start off with one head of cabbage, usually Napa is used. This one here I've washed and trimmed. I pulled off some of the wilted leaves and it left me with about 2.5 pounds. So cut it in half down the middle first, and then take each half and cut it in half again. And then to take out the core, just cut it on an angle like that. A lot of very traditional recipes for kimchi say to keep the leaves whole, but I like to cut them in pieces. This recipe is a little bit more of an easy version. Now transfer this cabbage into a pretty large bowl, larger than you'd think because we're going to be mixing this around. Once all the cabbage is cut up, it's time to add some salt. I have here half a cup of sea salt. You can also use kosher salt. Now rub the salt into the leaves, give it a good massage. You want every surface of every leaf to be coated with that salt. Kimchi is a type of pickle, and this is a really common step when you're making pickles. So after a few minutes of doing this, the volume should reduce by almost half. So a lot of the liquid will come out and you should be left with a giant bowl of wilted leaves, just like this. So some people just let the salt sit in the leaves, but I like to add water to it. The leaves have to sit in the salt for a few hours, and by adding water to them, we won't have to keep flipping them every now and then. So how long you let the leaves sit in the salt is really up to you. Some recipes say 1 hour, others say 24 hours. I generally do it for 4 to 6 hours. So after about 6 hours here, you want to drain the leaves. We have to wash away all that salt, so do this several times. Move the leaves around so every bit gets a good shower. In between washings, I usually squeeze it nice and dry, and then rinse it with more water, because I want every trace of salt to be gone. So I did this about 4 or 5 times. I squeezed it dry once more, and then I started with the other ingredients. So here in a large bowl, I have some fresh ginger, fresh garlic. Now I'm going to add some Korean red pepper powder, also known as gochugaru. Here I have some fish sauce, only 2 teaspoons because I don't like fish sauce, but I do feel you have to have it in kimchi. If you're vegan, you can use tamari. And right here I have 4 green onions. I'm cutting them into these 1-inch slices. Cutting them big like this will help them stay crunchy, so add those in. Now right here I have a Korean radish, but usually I use daikon radish. But really, you can use any vegetable you want at this point. I've done this with beets, I've used carrots and cucumbers. I'm going to peel this and cut it into a julienne. So I cut it across the middle, just like so, and then cut it into maybe 1/4-inch slices. And then just pile these one on top of the other and cut them into sticks. Try to make your slices as even as you can, but if you do get some that are thicker and thinner, not to worry, it really doesn't matter that much. Look at that! Alright, once that's all added in, it's time to make a little bit of a sauce. So here I have an onion and an Asian pear. Peel the onion and cut it into pieces, and you don't have to peel the pear, but do take the core out. Now puree them together until they're a smooth paste. And that's all there is to the sauce. So I'm going to take this and add it into the other veggies and mix them together until everything's thoroughly coated. Usually at this point I give up on the spatula and start using my hands because it really is the easiest way to do it. Finally, the salted cabbage gets added in and mix it until it's thoroughly combined. You can wear gloves to do this if you want to, but I wash my hands so many times throughout the day that I'm not really worried about anything. And our work ends here. Now we have to let this ferment, and for that we're going to need some mason jars. And here I've taken these and washed them in really hot water and some vinegar. Be careful with harsh soaps because sometimes they can interfere with fermentation. How many jars you'll be able to fill with this recipe might vary depending on the sizes of vegetables that you used. When you reach the top of the jar, don't press it down too tightly because fermentation's a little more successful when things are kind of loose. And always leave a good inch of space at the top of the jar because as it ferments, sometimes the kimchi can expand. Now you can go ahead and wipe all the rims, and when you put the lids on these jars, don't screw them on too tightly. You want oxygen to get in so they do ferment. And there you have it. Look at how pretty those look. Now you let them ferment for anywhere from 1 to 5 days. The longer you let it ferment, the more sour your kimchi is gonna be. I like mine pretty sour, so I let it go for 5 days, just like this one here. I hope you can see it. Now I'm gonna taste. Yup, it's definitely spicy too. I strongly recommend that if you've never had kimchi, make this recipe, you won't be sorry. For the complete printable recipe, just click the link underneath this video. And for more great recipes, why not hit your subscribe button? It's free! And for even more cooking and painting fun, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching, later!